In 1843, 6 Sisters of Notre Dame de Namur boarded the Indefatigable, leaving Antwerp for the untamed Oregon Territory. 7 months at sea, storms, icebergs, hunger. They knew they might never return, but they had a mission, and they had each other. Today, that spirit lives on in the work of Kris Zavoli. As the second oldest of 7 children in a military family, Kris grew up in motion. 10 elementary schools, new cities, new friends. But even in constant transition, she learned to lead, to listen, and to serve. At Bishop Armstrong High School, Sister Helen Cecilia saw something in her and opened a door. That moment set Kris on a path to the College of Notre Dame and a lifetime of service to students. She went on to lead admissions, shape access programs, train educators, and serve as a national voice through the College Board. For nearly 3 decades, she helped define what opportunity could look like for students who had historically been left out.
There have been 200 studies in the 80s alone on the issue of differences as far as minority scores and women's scores. I would say to say the test is biased would be a very simple answer to a very complex question.
Kris never shied away from complexity. She spoke plainly and powerfully about educational inequity and pushed for real systemic change.
The test really is showing there are still differences as far as educational opportunity for women and for minorities.
In fact, I wish the tests were biased because it would be easier to fix than what I think is the systemic problem.
But her advocacy wasn't abstract. She worked one-on-one with counselors, schools, and students. She created tools and resources for families navigating the road to college, many for the first time.
We want to make available a free publication, which has test-taking tips, has a full free test within it, so the students can do it. It's sort of like exercise.
Her advice to families was personal, practical, and full of heart.
I think the most frequent question I get about the SAT is what is appropriate preparation? And I usually respond with a question, and that is, how long do you have? Because if you have 5 years, I have very different advice for you than if you have 5 months or 5 weeks or 5 hours, which is sometimes the case. I also recommend that kids write every day. Keep a journal. Turn off the TV at night and write. Write your thoughts and feelings in addition to what's required.
Even now in retirement, Kris teaches English as a second language every week. She has endowed scholarships, served 3 terms on the NDNU Board of Trustees, and remains a committed voice as trustee emerita.
I believe so strongly that we need to make changes and encouragement. I don't think there are many absolutes in life, but I think expectation, if you expect a lot of kids, you get a lot from kids. And I don't think we have the same expectation.
Like the sisters before her, Kris Zavoli answered a call, not just to lead, but to lift others with her. She didn't just stay the course, she lit the way. Congratulations, Kris Zavoli, recipient of the 2025 Indefatigable Award.